Hi everyone, my name is Kaylee. I'm the founder and owner of Gusto Mexico, and I wanted to start publishing a couple of yoga classes online for you because actually on a lot of my Gusto Mexico experiences, I do offer optional yoga classes on them. And right now we are taking a break from travel and not offering any experiences until starting in the fall. So this is kind of my way of bringing a little bit of my experience into your home. You can be either a beginner yoga, you can be an intermediate or an advanced yoga. So I'll be offering classes to cater each one of you. They'll range between 30 and 45 minutes. And I'll try to limit it so that you only need a mat. Therefore, if you don't have any props, it won't be any problem. I've never actually filmed myself doing a yoga class before, so I can only imagine what that's going to look like. Yes, I always look this beautiful when doing yoga, so thank you for asking. For this class, this is going to be a yoga for beginners class, so the only thing you're going to need is your mat. And when you have your mat, I will see you in a cross-legged position. I'm on my neighbor's porch, so hopefully they don't mind me being here. So once you're in a comfortable seated position, you can either bring your hands on top of your knees, or you can place your hands in your lap. And go ahead and close your eyes. Start to notice your breath. During my classes, we'll be going through ujjayi breathing, which means that you'll be inhaling and exhaling through your nose in order to generate heat throughout the body. On the exhale, you should be kind of doing a forced exhale. So a hum should be coming from the back of your throat. I like to think of the sound of waves crashing as I'm breathing, but however you'd like. The most important thing is to breathe in and out of your nose, and that way you're giving yourself a natural warm-up. Before I start my yoga classes as well, I always like to set an intention. That could be something that I want to focus on during the class, something that's going on in my life, something that's going on in the world. Lately, for the situation that has been happening, I have been focusing a lot on hope in times of uncertainty. So doing a lot of meditations, focusing on the positivity, knowing that literally everyone is going through this together, and that we'll come out of it and be stronger. So you can either keep that intention, or you can set your own intention, whichever you prefer. And going ahead and locking that in for your practice. Once you've done that, gently flutter the eyes open. We'll come into our backs, bringing our knees towards our chest, rocking back and forth gently. Before we set our feet down, you'll want to make sure that you are able to grab your ankles with your hands, and we'll be doing some hip raises. So on the inhale, you'll lift your hips up, and the exhale, release. Inhale, rise. Exhale, drop. Inhale, lift. This time we're going to stay with our hips lifted, and we're just going to rotate them clockwise. We're all going to get ready for the clubs when they open. Switching sides, rotating your hips in the other direction. Holding it here for 3, 2, 1, and lowering it down. Bringing your knees back in towards your chest. You can bring your hands up and overhead, or you can bring them out into a T position. And from here, we're just going to exhale as we lower our hips over to the right-hand side. Inhale, bringing them back to center, and to exhale, dropping them over to the other side. Inhale, center, one more time. Keeping the breathing through your nose. And inhale back to center. We're going to do that same thing, but now we're going to lift our legs straight into the air. And we're going to go from left to right once again. So you can start to exhale as you bring your legs over to the right. You can bend your legs like me if your arms aren't strong, like mine. And if you have no ab strength, like I don't have any. So you can just bend your legs. Let's just bend our legs. Let's keep our legs bent. I like that better. I mean, if you have ab strength, you can challenge yourself and do that. And then from here, we'll keep our legs straight once again. You can either keep your legs up towards the sky, or you can slowly lift it into shoulder stance. This is a really good opportunity to see if you've gained weight. In the quarantine, I can see all of my rolls right in front of me, so I'm doing a good job. And then option to bring yourself down into plow. Wherever you might be, slowly rolling out of it. One vertebrae at a time. Bringing the knees towards your chest once again. Swaying back and forth. Before we rock back and forth and come onto our hands and knees. So you might have to scoot back on your mat. And coming into a tabletop position. So normally in tabletop, we'll have our wrists underneath our shoulders, our knees underneath our hips. And we're going to do regular cat-cows. So on the inhale, you're going to drop your chest, lift your gaze up towards the sky, and exhale, rounding the back. So I want to go through those same motions, but instead of being on our palms, I want to be on our forearms. So coming down onto your forearms here, this means that you're going to get less motion, but we're going to do it anyways. So inhale, gaze comes up. Exhale, chin chest. Inhale, gaze comes up. And exhale. One more inhale. And on our exhale, we're just going to push back into a child's pose. Forehead resting on the mat. Making sure to walk your hands out a little bit further in front of you. And inhale, we'll ripple forward once again. This time coming onto a regular tabletop. And from here, we're going to bring our right leg forward. So right foot is going to come up towards the outer edge of the mat so that your hands are on the inside. And from here, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to rotate our hips around in a circle. Don't worry about looking weird. I'm currently outside of my apartment with everyone staring at me, so it's fine. Rotate the other way. Good. And come back. From here, we're going to straighten our right leg out to the side. So I'll turn so you can see what we're going to look like. So we're here in tabletop. Right foot is going to come out so that the right leg is straight, and the rest of our body is in tabletop. From here, you can either stay in this position, or you can begin to walk your hands out in front of you into puppy pose. So you're going to drop your forehead down to the mat, feeling a stretch in your shoulders and in your right inner thigh. Good. Exhale, coming back up. Bringing the right leg to meet the left, and then switching sides. So the left foot will come towards the outside of the mat. Hands are on the inside, and then you'll begin rotating your body around. Coming back, same thing. I'm going to turn towards you just because I'm on a miniature cliff, but this time we're going to bring our left foot out. Left leg stays straight. The rest of our body is in tabletop. And then you're just going to walk your hands. Well, I'm going to walk my hands off this ledge because I didn't plan this correctly. But you'll do the same thing on this side, coming into puppy pose. Good. Come on back. I'll come back onto my platform. And then from here, we'll push back into our first down dog. So toes are going to tuck underneath us, pushing back. You can keep your legs as bent as you need to. You can pedal your feet, but do whatever feels right for your body. Sometimes I like to pretend like I've never done yoga before, so that I don't have any expectations. You can even do some hip rolls here. I can only imagine what this looks like on the other side, but that's fine. I don't care. And settling back down. If your heels don't reach the mat, don't worry about it. It's the first down dog of the class, most likely of the day for you. Making sure that you're still breathing in and out through your nose. And from here, we're going to walk our hands back to meet our feet. And inhale, halfway lift. You can bring your hands on your shins if you'd like. Exhale, fold. And inhale, we're going to sweep our arms up and overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. So we'll be going through these half sun salutations. Wow, I'm in the sun. We'll be going through these half sun salutations 3 times. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms up and overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. One more time. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And then from here, as we exhale, we're going to walk our hands back out, coming back into that downward dog position. Again, not worrying about if our heels don't touch the mat. Moving and adjusting yourself as you feel appropriate. And then just to get the spine warmed up and our body warmed up a little bit more, we're going to do some high plank to down dog ripples. So on the inhale, you're going to lift up onto your toes, rippling forward into high plank. And then as you exhale, you're going to bend your knees and push yourself back, hips rise into downward facing dog. Inhale, toes lift as we ripple into high plank. Exhale, knees bend, coming into down dog. Once more. Inhale, high plank, abs in tight. And exhale, coming back, down dog. Readjusting yourself. This time we're going to do that same thing. We are going to ripple into high plank, but then we're going to hold it and then lower down onto the mat. So inhale, rippling into high plank, holding it here for 3, 2, 1, and then lowering all the way down. You do have the option to lower knees, chest, chin. And when you're here, untuck the toes, bring the hands towards the outer edges of the mat. I like to tent my fingertips because on our inhale, we're going to lift our chest up off the mat and exhale, lower it back down. So I always try to emulate a wave when I'm doing this motion. I don't think I look like a wave, but I like to imagine it. So on each inhale, you're pulling yourself up and off the mat. Exhale, coming back down. Inhale. And exhale. One more time. Inhale. And out. Placing your hands underneath, we're going to go into our first upward facing dog. Placing our hands underneath our shoulders, you're going to push your body up. Knees and thighs will come up and off the mat. And as you exhale, you'll push yourself back into child's pose. Inhale, ripple into tabletop. And exhale, down dog. Readjusting yourself on your mat. Good. From here, we're going to inhale, look towards the top of the mat. Slowly step forward, keeping your feet shoulder distance apart. We're going to bend into our knees and grab opposite elbows as we come into the ragdoll. So moving our bodies back and forth, shaking our heads to make sure that our necks are being released. Good. Releasing your elbows and then slowly rolling up one vertebrae at a time. Rolling the shoulders back. And inhale as we bring our arms up and overhead. As we exhale, we're going to let out all of the air as we swing our arms back behind us and drop our chest to our knees. So let's try it again. So we're going to inhale and exhale. Inhale, rise. Exhale. During the exhales, you can do an open mouth exhale, or you can keep your lips first. One more time. Inhale, mountain pose. And exhale, hands come to heart center. Come towards the top of your mat. You're going to take a wide step back so that you're facing the wide edge of your mat. You'll need to make sure that your legs are further apart if your hamstrings are tight. Hands coming onto your hips. Inhale as you lift yourself a little bit higher. And exhale, forward fold. Once you're in your forward fold, you can either keep your hands underneath your gaze, making sure to tilt forward into your big toes, or you can walk your hands back behind you. So this allows you to stretch your hamstrings as well as your shoulders. Your hands are behind you, bringing them underneath you once again. Staying here, we're going to take our right hand and reach over towards our left foot. If you can't reach, that's fine to place it on the mat. But reach towards your left foot and then bend into your right leg. So you should feel a stretch all the way through your lats and your shoulders, but also on your inner thigh. All right, release, switching sides. Good, and release. From here, bring your hands off of your mat and bring your feet off of your mat. So you're in kind of this wide-legged down dog. And then you're gonna drop your knees to your mat and come into a frog position. So making sure that your feet are flexed. And then you're just gonna come down onto your forearms. If this is too much, you can keep your hands underneath your shoulders like this. But try to come onto your forearms. And then try to push yourself. I like to pulse a little bit so that I can ease a little bit more into the stretch. If you're a lot more flexible than I am, you can probably bring your chin or your forehead all the way down to the floor. If you're on the ground or if you're on your forearms, come back onto your hands. You're going to tuck your feet underneath you and just push back into that down dog once again. You can slowly make your way back onto the mat. And then from here, we're just going to walk our hands over to the right and drop our left knee down. So we're coming into this low lunge position. So you can either stay here or you can bring your hands up on top of your knee like this. But you want your hips to be moving forward. Good. Now to do a little bit of a counter stretch, placing our hands down on the mat. We're going to lift our back leg up and then straighten the front right leg. I personally like to bring my back foot a little bit closer. You might want to do that as well because we are going to come into a different position afterwards. But while you're here, you want to make sure that your front leg is straight so that you can really get into that hamstring stretch. And instead of trying to bring your forehead to your knee, try to bring your chin to your shin. Good. Staying in the same position with your legs, you're just going to place your right hand on the inside of your right foot and bring your left arm up and overhead. Gaze can be up towards your fingertips. Good. Exhale, release. We're going to bring our left foot up to meet the right, and then switch sides. So bring the right leg back behind us, dropping the knee. Coming into that low runner's position, you can stay here or take the same position with your hands on your knees that you did the last time. Now we're going to lift that back leg up, straighten the front left leg. Again, bringing that right leg back closer towards your left. And then as you come down for the hamstring stretch, remembering chin to shin. You might notice that one side is tighter than the other. That's completely normal. Remembering to breathe. I always try to breathe into what is tight and what is uncomfortable. Good. Keeping the legs in the same position. Left hand comes on the inside of the left foot and bringing your arm up and overhead. Same thing, bringing your right foot to meet the left. I want you to take a wider stance with your feet, so making sure that they're on the outer edges of the mat, and then you're going to sit directly down. So coming into Malasana, which is yogi squat, bringing your hands to prayer out in front of you, you want to make sure that your elbows are actively pushing against your knees so that they're widening. If this is too much for you, you can bring your elbows on top of your knees like this. Good. Wherever you are, placing your hands on the mat, you're going to step back into a high plank position, lowering onto your forearms into a forearm plank, before lowering all the way down and coming into Sphinx. So Sphinx, you're going to have your arms parallel to one another. So we're just doing a gentle compression onto your back. Again, breathing into what may feel uncomfortable, getting into the back bend. If you want to challenge yourself, you can lift your right leg up, holding it here for 3, 2, 1, lowering it down, and switching sides. 3, 2, 1. And from here, we're going to bring our leg up to our elbow. So knee to elbow. You want your back leg to stay straight. And from here, you're going to take your opposite hand and grab onto your knee. So I'm reaching underneath my hand, I'm grabbing onto your knee. And from here, I'm just going to push myself onto my back. So you're actually going to end up in a little bit of a supine twist. Sure that you're still breathing before we roll over onto our stomachs for Sphinx and switch sides. Knee will come to elbow. I'm going to reach towards my knee with my opposite hand. And then I'm just going to twist my body. Good. Release it. Coming back into Sphinx. And from here, coming into another up dog. So hands will come below your shoulders. You're just going to push into your hands, making sure that your hips and thighs and knees are lifted off the ground. And exhale as you come into down dog. I am now half in the sun. Good. From here, inhale, right leg rises. And exhale, swinging it through to low lunge. So it's a similar low lunge to what we've done before, but instead we're going to lift up that back leg. So if this is enough, you can stay here. If you can bring your arm around the back, grabbing onto the feet, and helping to pull your foot in towards your buttocks region. Go ahead and release it. From here, we're just going to lift that back leg and walk the foot over to the left so that you're coming into a half pigeon pose. So from here, you'll untuck the toes. You can either stay propped up here, or you can lie all the way down. A lot of people find this pose extremely uncomfortable, and by a lot of people, I mean me. So once again, focus on your breath and try to breathe into the parts that are really uncomfortable. Sometimes by imagining that our breath is actually going towards that certain spot, it releases it a little bit more. Or I like to just trick myself in this. Okay. Coming back up, tucking the back toe, pushing yourself back into down dog. Switching sides, inhale, left leg rises. Exhale, swinging it through, dropping the knee down. Again, lifting the back leg and staying here. Or if you'd like, if you'd like, bringing, I'm on like brick. Grabbing the foot. Release it. Same thing, we're just going to lift that leg so that we're able to bring ourselves into a half pigeon. Staying here lifted, or exhaling as we bring ourselves closer to the ground. Back up, pushing yourself into a down dog once again. Last down dog of the sequence. And from here, you'll just lower your knees into tabletop and then come into seated position, into butterfly. Palms of your feet will be together. Making sure that you're using your elbows to try to push your knees down, but more importantly that your back is straight. So we don't want to round our backs just yet. We want to make sure that our shoulders are away from our necks and that our backs are as straight as possible. This time we can move our feet out a little bit, coming back into butterfly, but this time allowing our backs to round. Good. Go ahead and release. From here, we'll lower back onto our backs. I'll be blinded by the sun. And then from here, bringing your knees towards your chest, gentle rocks back and forth. And coming into our final stretch. So we're going to come into eagle supine. So you're going to cross the right leg over the left. Arms can come into a tier overhead, and then you're going to drop them over to the left-hand side. Back, switching sides, left leg will come over right, and exhale as you drop it to the right. Bring your knees back to center, hugging them into your chest. And then you can either release into a traditional savasana, or you can come back into a cross-legged seated position, like how we started. Resting your palms in your lap or on top of your knees, and coming back to that intention that you set. So if you took my amazingly well thought out intention, first of all, you're welcome. And second of all, coming back to the fact that hope in times of uncertainty is something that we all really need to focus on right now. Making sure to thank yourself for taking the time to do a practice with me. It might have been your first practice with me. It could have been your first practice ever. It could have been the first thing you're doing on your Friday morning. Bring your hands to your forehead. Namaste.